Here we have verse 27 of the 10th chapter of the Gospel of John. We are continuing to pursue a conversation that Jesus has apparently with religious leaders. They put a question to him, sounding somewhat lawyerly, as if they had him under a cross-examination. Okay, give us a yes or no answer. Are you the Christ or not? And of course, the entire purpose of such a question is to basically put Jesus in an untenable position, because no matter how he answers, they're going to be able to, as they see it, bait a trap. And Jesus is indicating to them that he has in effect answered this question before, that both his words and his works have borne eloquent testimony to the claims that he makes about himself. But he also indicates to them that though they have heard these responses, they don't believe them. And the reason they don't believe them, Jesus says, is because they don't belong to him. They're not his sheep. And then he adds a little footnote to that comment, which of course has been deeply and richly significant to Christian people through the years, as he makes this statement in verse 27, ta, this is the article, it's the neuter, plural, nominative article, so the, and then probata, this is from probaton, which means sheep, this is the plural, so the sheep, and then adding emphasis, ta, emma, the sheep, the of me ones. This is the adjective, it's the neuter, plural, nominative adjective, so it forms a package of ideas here. So the sheep, the of me sheep, with emphasis. And then tes, this is in the genitive, because the word akuo, which we find here, will normally take the genitive. And so the sheep, the of me ones, tes phones, the word tes, of course, the article in the genitive, singular, feminine, and phones is the word that's being modified here, phone, that is voice, mu, the possessive adjective, so the sheep, the of me ones here, the voice of me, this is the third person plural, present active indicative, so they hear and continue to hear my voice. My sheep hear my voice, is what Jesus says. There is a kind of internal intuition, you might say, of God's people, those who belong to Jesus, that they recognize the voice of Jesus when they hear it. When they hear it in a pastor, when they hear it in a message of some kind, when they hear it in the Word of God, there is an internal sense that this is indeed the Word of Christ. Then he continues, kago, combination of kai and ego, so and I, and that also gives some emphasis to the verb gnosko, first person singular, present active indicative of gnosko, I know, and I know auta. This is the third person pronoun. It's the neuter accusative plural, I know them, referring back to the antecedent, which is the sheep. And so I know them, kai akaluthusen. This is from akalutheo, contract verb. It means to follow. See it frequently in this particular text. Again, what we have is a third person plural, present active indicative. So I know them, and they follow emoi, or moi here, simply the object of the verb akalutheo, which takes the dative, and this is the dative first person singular pronoun. So my sheep hear my voice, I know them, they follow me, speaking to a rather profound and intimate connection that Jesus maintains between himself and those who belong to him and recognize him and follow him, which of course is one of the most profound and important themes to Christian people that they encounter in the Gospel of John and really in the entire New Testament.